Hi everybody. I'm just going to take a moment and show you how I use a lift for different things, especially things that aren't related to just getting in and out of bed. These are actually great tools for rehab and for kind of physio, self-directed physio exercises once you get strong enough. I had a client here yesterday doing yoga and she really wanted to see how I use this. So I just got back from a walk and I'm going to get up and get into my bed, and if you can transfer, that's great. And I usually can if I'm in a manual wheelchair, but if I'm going far distance, that's not so easy. Plus, it's kind of nice, I think, just to use these if you can for your physio. So it's a great tool to think of it that way. And the one thing that I will say about it, which I've used really a lot, is to actually open up the hips and the pelvis, because you're kind of hanging already in a bit of a hammock, so to speak, and that hammock will allow you to open up the pelvis quite nicely if you kind of swing your legs around and get your body a bit more mobile than it is if it's just sitting in a one position wheelchair. On top of that, the great thing about having your sling sort of accessible to you and in a more diverse manner than just using it for transfers in and out of bed is that you can create some strength in your core. Because if you think about it, these things are a lot like the old swing sets that we used to use when you're kids. Now, keep in mind, of course, you want to be safe. You don't want to be doing this if you're not safe. And when I first started this, I had to develop a lot of core to be able to sit upright in this, because as a quad or a person with quadriplegia, as you know, your core is kind of compromised initially, but you can get it back. And I do a lot of yoga techniques to get the core back, which I've showed you and will continue to share. So anyway, I get up to this position and I'm kind of in a nice, I know I'm safe, I can feel the sling underneath me, it's covering my bum. So I'm going to get rid of the chair and just back that out of the way. And I can kind of navigate myself around it and just get it sort of far enough back that it's not going to get in my way. And I could do like all sorts of different things with my legs here. I can do circles and get them really kind of activated in their sort of hip flexors and the hip rotators. I like to swing them a lot. You can see there's a bit of spasticity in them right now. They're kind of jumping all over, which is really good, and they like that. The other thing that I can do a lot of is just get down onto my legs and add a bit of weight into the heel, and in that way we can actually get a little bit of work into the calves, into the hamstring at the back, and also into the Achilles tendons, which tend to get so tight on people who are confined to sort of one bent leg position. So in this case, I would use my chair maybe on this side and my bed on this side or something, and I would just start working the legs, giving them lots of movement back and forth. I might go forward and back here to kind of replicate getting the walking motion in like that. And you can do all sorts of different things. You can go maybe a little bit lower, but you don't want to go too low because you'll lose your support. So from there, I might do that for half an hour, 20 minutes or whatever, and I might even work in my sling for a little bit, although it's not so good for your skin, so you don't want to spend too much time there. But then I go up and I can get onto my bed, or if I was working on a physio platform or something, I could use that. And oh, I went a bit too high. So usually what I do is I'll put a bolster, something right here to kind of grab onto and pull myself back. And then I get back to a certain position. And I might need to finagle a little bit, which is why I have these here. And these are super great. They've been really handy. So now we're on the bed. Put a bit more weight into my feet. And then I'm just going to walk them around to my nice little setup here, which is all bolstered and ready for me. And this makes it so that I'm super safe and also super supported in the spine as well as in my legs. So I would keep going around here, getting my legs. And now they're kind of spastic and full of beans because they just had some fun. So we'll just let them settle. And then I'll bring them around. And I just use the bolsters to kind of move my body and help me orientate myself onto this nice, great little setup, which is going to be where I work for the next few hours. So I'm going to put this under my legs. And all of my bolsters have straps so that a person that doesn't have very good hand function can easily manage to move them and get them kind of where they need to go. And then I pull myself back around this way, lower down. And I might adjust just a little bit here before I kind of settle into my spot and take the sling away from myself. And that's it. Here I am, ready to work. So I pull my table around and I've got a good stretch. I can get my legs back out into a nice dorsiflexion position so that I'm stretching out my hamstrings and not in a chair position for the rest of the afternoon. Thanks!